Welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. Got some more projects I need to take care of on my 68 Le Mans. One of the things that I need to check out and possibly either replace or at least give some new grease are my front wheel bearings. I've never done front wheel bearings before. I did check them out before the power tour, so they looked really good at that time and I ran with them. My rear wheel bearings, however, failed. At least the one on the driver's side. That was a big project that I barely got home from the power tour. So I thought, you know what, better safe than sorry. I need to make sure that the front bearings are in good shape too. So let's check them out. Let's get to it. Well, let's get our wheel off. And take a look. All right. I know there's a wheel bearing here. Does have a little play. There's no movement. I don't really think I'm going to need to replace the wheel bearing. I think I'm just really going to want to grease it up. Just got to get the cap off. It's all but off. Come on. There we go. All right, there is my cotter pin. Just realized I do not have a cotter pin. God, that is good. I'm kind of torn. These things seem really good. And I don't want to jump in there and fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. It's not moving. It's rolling really well. It's not making any noise. Yes, the grease was black when I first checked it before the power tour, but it's not bad. And some of I know none of the grease I put in here after before I sealed it back up has really gotten into the bearings, but these bearings are fine. I mean, it's spinning so well. No noise, nothing. And like I said, I don't think it's really maintenance if it doesn't really need it. But I am in here. I don't know if you saw me do the rear bearings, but while I was waiting for my axle to show up, I painted the wheel well, the frame, all of that kind of stuff. And if you look up in here, it really needs it. I mean, it hasn't been touched. But it definitely needs a little love. So you know what? I'm not going to do my bearings now, but I am going to clean this up. Alright, got some work to do. I'll get this as cleaned up as I can, but as you can tell, it's going to create quite a mess. Okay, pretty much got the frame down to bare metal. Got this cleaned up. Need to clean up this side a little more. Alright, got that side cleaned up. Now I'm going to degrease this. I'm going to use the I've got this chassis and roll bar metal gloss paint that I'm going to use here. And then of course I'm going to clean this and hit this with the undercoating. Alright, little degreaser on there. Clean that up. Okay, all cleaned up, all degreased. I'm going to tackle this first. Get this painted up. Made sure to tape off my brake lines. I really don't want to paint the rubber. Just doing a lightish coat right now. And let that set up a bit. then I'll go ahead with a little bit of a heavier coat. Looking better already. Just in case you're wondering, this is what I love to use. It's VHT's roll bar and chassis paint, and basically the gloss paint, and it works great. Without primer, it really sets up nice, sticks to almost anything, and yeah, I think it works well. This is what I use. Let's get another heavy coat on here. All right, it's not perfect, but it's freshly rebuilt. No, I think that's definitely looking a lot better than it was before. Now I just need to clean this out, take care of that. Let this set up and dry first though. All right, so I used some degreaser on this one, and my God, was it filthy. The back of course wasn't nearly this dirty. But I kind of had to show you that this is just crazy greasy up in here. Really bad back here. This has had a chance to mostly dry. Except for that spot there. But yeah, I'll go ahead and I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum undercoating. It's a rubberized black. That will hopefully make this look a little better. Let's get started. Okay, we'll let that dry. Hopefully it turns out alright. Okay, a day later. Looks a little discolored on camera, but it actually looks pretty dark far away, and it looks good. Frame looks really good. Get some more light in here. Yeah, that turned out alright. I like that. Alright, let's get over on the other side. I'm going to make sure that other wheel bearing is in the same shape that this one is. Alright, let's take a look at it. It doesn't really move much at all. I mean, this is solid as a rock. No noises. Spins really well. I just don't think I need to mess with this. Yeah, I'm gonna say my wheel bearings are good. But again, this is the before. Let's clean it up and see if we can make it look as good as the other side. Got this side all cleaned up. Time to paint her up. Or, you know what, I'm actually gonna degrease this. Alright, got that cleaned up. Time to start painting this, let this dry. Got a coat of paint, 2 coats of paint on the frame. We are good to go there. Got my undercoating on. We are done on this side. The next thing I need to tackle are my windshield wipers. I kind of explained it before, but they work. They just don't turn on. And I think it's being bound up somehow. Here's what happens. If I turn the windshield wiper switch on, the wipers don't move most of the time. I discovered this coming back from the Good Guys show. The rain was coming down. I turned them on. They worked. Rain stopped. Then it came back. I tried to turn them on again. Did not work. And I have no idea why. My buddy said he thinks that they're binding somehow because the switch is working sometimes. So it's got power, the motor itself is working, but if I reach out and tap the wiper starts working. And then if I turn it off and turn it back on, sometimes it works again. But if I turn it off and don't turn it on again for a while, I go to turn it on, Absolutely nothing unless I hit it, nudge it, that starts it, and then it works, which is kind of hard to do if you're driving while it's raining. So let's take a look. I don't know if it's going to do any good to lubricate these things. Lubricate it down in here too. Maybe that'll help. I'm not sure what's going on. Alright, so I'm turning it on. It's only set for about 30 seconds and it doesn't work. What is going on? Again, if I touch it, it's like it triggers it. Maybe I put this together wrong and it started sort of in like a locked position. I mean, it doesn't seem wrong. Let me try to turn it on again. It works now. And there it's in its stop position. Let me try it again. It works. Alright, I got the little bolts off my chicken coop wire. Still can't believe they use this to keep the leaves out in a car. This is so cheap looking. But let's take a look at the wiper over there. Hopefully you can see this, but it looks like it's maybe the binding is happening right there, because this is in the parked position. So this is going to be farther away. So I don't think I don't think I put this on wrong because it's at the farthest it can go away from this. But I think maybe that might be the problem. Let's see if I can take this off and bend it maybe. Okay, I've got the nut off. So I can't even get the wiper blade part off of the motor. What I'm thinking is maybe this is too far this way. It's pulling too hard on it. And if I can loosen this up and bring it this way, maybe it won't bind up when it turns. Well, there's really no sliding, I guess. The holes are just where the holes are. There's a little brake cleaner on there. I'm going to see if I can clean it out. There's a lot of gunk on this thing, and I'm thinking maybe that's what's sticking it up. Now I'm going to try a little bit of this silicone, see if I can lubricate it, loosen it up a little bit. Now I'm going to give it a try. Just going to turn it on. Nope. See? Parks and moves in. I turn it on, it works fine. try it again. See, now it doesn't work. And then it works. Turning it off. Turning it on. Turning off. On. Off. Turning into power. Turning it to second speed doesn't change anything. Turning it off. Turning it on. See, nothing. Alright, it's on. If I tap it, turns on again. I don't know. This is where I'm going to ask for your help on these wipers. It's not electrical, I don't think. The switch works, the motor works. It's not really bound up that I can tell. The motor is brand new, the wiper mechanism is original, and it works if I tap it. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. I have no idea what the problem is. Maybe it is the motor itself, or maybe there's a connection. No, because I mean, it just tapping the wiper itself, not the motor, just the wiper, it works. Never mind. I figured out what the problem is, I think. I did a rewiring project on the car, and I've added a few things since then, including the gas gauge. I tapped into the gas gauge fuse, or I tapped into the wiper fuse to plug in the gas gauge. Let me show you. So I used this tap. I put the wiper fuse in here, plugged it in, but and then I plugged it into the wiper. See if you can see, I plugged it into the wiper relay, and I've taken it back out. I put the wiper fuse back in by itself, so I don't have this hooked up anymore. And watch this. All right, gonna start it. Haven't touched it. Turning on the wipers. Look at that. Turn it off. Turn it on. Turn it off, turn it on, and they work. Turn it on, and it parked. Alright, I think I might be okay. Let's try it again. Turn it on, turn it off, she parks. Take the key out, let's put the key back in. Turn the windshield wiper on. Turns on. Turns off. That was my issue, I think. It was the fuse. I don't know the technical terms. I don't think it's about resistance. Maybe there was too much of a draw on the amperage. Maybe. But I can't have something else plugged into that fuse. It's a 15 amp fuse, so I mean it definitely requires some power. But I'm not going to put that other fuse back in there and do that. So, all right, so I think I've solved my windshield wiper issue. So I managed to put my tap back in, and I put it in the electric fan fuse. Because guess what? I don't have an electric fan. That's perfect. Should have put it there in the first place. Now, you see this? A buddy of mine just came through for me. He's got a 68 Nova. And I have a question for you here too, to see if this will work. He actually is replacing his control arms and his rotor caliper setup with Willwood brakes. So he gave me his old equipment. So what I've got are the two control arms, and I'm wondering if I can use the spindle, attach the tie rod. I've got the rotor, I've got a caliper, brand new pads inside the caliper, and I would probably want to replace the brake line. And I'm asking you if you think this will fit. These, since I just painted my control arms, these seem a lot smaller. So I don't think I can use these. I doubt I would want to anyway. But they seem like it's very similar. Like it looks, this is the passenger side, and he's still going to give me the driver's side. But I kind of want to get an idea if you think, before I start tearing that control arm apart, if you think this spindle and caliper rotor setup will fit on this Le Mans. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd appreciate it, but that's for another video. Just did a quick check, at least on the forums. A lot of people will say the 68, any 68 to 72A body, which is Le Mans, Skylark, Cutlass, Chevelle, will interchange with a 68 to 73X body, which is the Ventura, Skylark, Omega, Nova, and they will bolt on as well as the early F cars, which are the Firebirds and the Camaros. So I think that will work. Cool. Free front discs. Alright, so that's going to do it. Not a crazy video, but I did have a couple things that I needed to get off my list, including the windshield wipers, because that's kind of important, and I needed to get the wheel bearings checked out. Turns out I don't need to re-grease them. They're in just really, really great shape, but I did get the frame painted, and I got the wheel wells looking really nice, so that's done. Windshield wipers work. Next up, like I mentioned in the last video, I was talking about painting this car, and that's a big task, and a lot of you said no, don't do it. You'll regret it. You won't do it right, and you'll hate it, or you'll be scared to take it anywhere. And so I came up with what I think is a solution to making this car look a lot better. I'm going to do that in the next video, I believe, if I can get this stuff here in time. But I want to show you some things that I found and what I came up with. So give me a like if you got anything out of the video. I'd appreciate it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about those spindles, if you think that'll work or not. But that's great. Free brakes is a great option, and it's something that will definitely help this car stop better. And subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I'd appreciate it. Helps me grow the channel and do more things like this. So yeah, the painting is coming up next. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.